Blog Talk Radio.
I'm your host, Tarhaka, and this evening, our special presentation is in regards to an event that's coming up. It's called the Black Vegan Fest. Now, this is a grand event that will be happening right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Our special guest this evening will be Brother Diallo, Sekou, and as soon as he get in, press 1 on his phone and let me know in his queue. He's in the queue, and then we can be ready to roll. I'm going to go right straight to a commercial, and we'll be right back, okay? Hold on one second.
Once again, don't wait until it's too late. Hi, I'm Tarhaka. Get out of debt now. Use what you already have at your disposal. Try living in the private for the first time in your life. Go to TarhakaDebtElimination.org. What are you going to do when the economy collapses? What are you going to do when life in the public becomes so unbearable you don't think you can survive? There is something you can do now. Gain the benefit now of using the private banking and credit available to you. Avoid the loss of your hard-earned cash, which are debt notes. Go to TarhakaDebtElimination.org. Request my free report by filling out the Contact Us form, and I will rush the report to your email box. Act now. We still have a small amount of time. TarhakaDebtElimination.org.
Okay, everybody, we're back. It appears that my guest is in the queue. I'm going to open up his line. Area code 706, Brother Diallo, is that you?
Yes, sir. Tarhaka Amana El Bay. What's going on?
Everything's shaking good, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
you want to tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself?
Say it again.
You want to tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Jacksonville, you know, I'm Scorpio. I like long walks on the beach and sunsets. I'm a family man. You know, we just try to keep pushing, you know, liberating our people the best way we can with what we have, educating ourselves. I'm active in the city along with other places around the country. And so, you know, at this point, we're working on Black Vegan Fest, October 26th here in Jacksonville, Florida. It is a fundraiser for my nonprofit, Urban Geoponics, which was established 2013 after Summit of the Moors.
Okay. Now I got the web link here, www.urbangeoponics.org.
Yeah.
And then I got the www.blackveganfest.org. Of course, you got your video right there up on YouTube where they can go and look at the event. So tell us a little bit about the event. Who all is going to be there, man?
So we're going to have my longtime friend Yusuf L. coming out of Texas or Atlanta, depending on where he's at now. Yusuf L. from High Frequency Radio. We'll have Blue Pill from Red and Blue Pill. Know the Ledge Radio will be here. Performing, we'll have Maul Jones of the Lyricists Live. You know, a decade of doing the Lyricists Live at the Art Walk No Violence, the first folk rap guy out of Jacksonville. We also have Tariq Minor of News for Jacks, head anchor. Yes, that Tariq Minor, the brother who does the news, will be performing. Tariq Minor and friends will be performing. Okay. And then right now, that's the first leg of people that we have. I don't want to have a bunch of entertainment because we're still going to have, you know, great music. We're also going to have speakers. We're going to have cooking demonstrations by Chef Dewan, cooking demonstration by Chef Amadeus. We'll have a kids corner so the children can also play, paint, plant seeds. And we also have on the riverside of the estate, you know, where you can just kind of go and chill, relax, and have different kind of conversations.
Okay. Hey, man, this is going to be major, man. You got all these heavyweights coming in, and Brother Tariq Minor, he's going to be on there. He's the newscaster on Channel 4 News right here in Jacksonville, Florida. For the folks that check this out in Jacksonville, you look at Channel 4 News, you see Brother Tariq Minor. He'll be out there. What kind of instrument does he play?
Plays the guitar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he plays the guitar. Okay, all right.
The brother's not talented, man.
Okay, I didn't know that. All I knew is that he hosts a news show. I see a photograph of him there. I said, what? Okay, all right. And so y'all going this is going to be strictly vegan.
Yeah, you know, what I'm doing, man, is just kind of creating a healthy option for our community. One thing what people have to know is you don't have to be black to attend, and you do not have to be a vegan to attend. You can still come and enjoy great food. If you're a foodie, you can come and enjoy great food. You can come and enjoy great entertainment. The area right here on the north side of Jacksonville on the river.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sure going to be there. And now, if we want to, for people who want to support the event, how do we go about doing that? And is there a price for that? Or what is that? How are we going to do that?
The event is 100% free. We're still looking at, again, it is a fundraiser, but if you want to donate to Urban Geoponics, you can go to blackveganfest.org. There's a donation button on there, or you can cash at me at $Diallo Sekou. You can cash at me. And so what we have going on, like out here every Sunday on the farm, on the pharmacy project, we have our farm where we open up volunteer hours every Sunday called Volunteer Sundays. You know, what we started back in 2013 on the east side, out east, with Volunteer Saturday. So we've been doing it since then. And we also probably, by the time October get here, I have the outdoor gym up. So this particular property, you'll be able to do fitness, farming, and fishing all in one location. This is also a demonstration of ownership and control about what we've been talking about for over decades, for over 2 decades.
Okay.
The application.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man. And what else what about the sisters? What are they going to be doing? They're going to be doing the same thing everybody else doing? Is there something special
Yeah,
they got
I mean,
going
I don't.
on?
I have some sisters lined up. I have to confirm and get some images and headshots before I start promoting them. But yeah, we'll have a couple of vegan sisters out speaking about their fitness growth through their bodybuilding and as well as their particular diet. And this isn't pushing veganism on the public. This is just an example and in actuality a option in which you can utilize just a plant-based lifestyle. Why? Because one thing is, one of the mission statements of Urban Geoponics is education and empowerment through housing, through agriculture, right? So one of the number one killers of Moorish men, black men, is cardiovascular disease. And that comes about through the way we eat, the way that we drink, our bad habits. And so, of course, when you move into a plant-based, you cut out some of the meats and some of the other bad habits, and you get into exercising and of course straightening out the mind state. We live a prosperous life here, man, healthy, without being on a bunch of pills, without being on pills whatsoever. We don't look our age. We still youthful on the inside and out.
Okay. All right. Now, how is the fishing out there on the river you think will be about in October?
Don't get me lying, man. Right well, it's people that fish out here by the bridge, so the fishing is pretty good. It's brackish water for those that do fish or crab and all that other stuff. They do fish out there, so it's constant.
Okay. So y'all gonna have up tents and stuff and all that good stuff.
No tents. Oh well, yeah, 10 by 10 tents for the vendors. And for the public, everybody just kind of bring a chair, man, and relax. The temperatures will be in the mid-70s, low 70s, so the weather be perfect for the outside event. And usually in Jacksonville, there aren't many so-called black events going on.
That's right.
Usually in October, it'll be a bunch of awards, award shows taking place. But, we're just going to keep it going because that's like the fourth quarter of the year. So we just keep pushing all the way through.
Okay. Well, I got a little plug I'd like to run, man, and, because we got this guy says there's 6 secrets they don't want you to know about the foods and stuff that we're consuming and stuff and stuff up in the grocery store and all that. So you get on point. I got my little plants growing out there. I'm gonna get my tiller and I'll go ahead and till up the ground around everything, get that going. And I appreciate the little hurricane rain that we had and stuff that just left. But I'm gonna deal with this right here right quick, and then we'll come back and we can carry on. So hold on a minute.
This video probably won't get seen by most people. But this is important, and so here it goes. If you see it, you see it.
The man known as Dr. Sadie claims to have found the cure for several life-threatening diseases. Too good to be true? Well, you be the judge.
We were also hoodwinked by our brothers that was trained by those people.
There is a group of people who do not want everyone to be here.
He has cures for a lot of things, but that's not what keeps America going.
There are natural remedies the drug companies and the food industry does not want you to know about. Now think about this. Let's assume that you own a food company. You sell food, okay? You want to sell more food because that's how you make more money. The food industry does not want the message, eat less, exercise more. Why? Because eating less means people consume less food. So is the common thread in all of this seems to be money. It's all about money. If everyone in America was healthy, the drug industry would be out of business. There are ingredients being put in food right now that make you hungry. There are ingredients that are being put in food right now that make you addicted to the food. There are ingredients that are being put in food right now that make you fat. There are natural cures that are not drugs that absolutely work.
Is the population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible? The one that has gone better than I would have expected 5 years ago is this work to make what's called artificial meat.
Do you eat it as well, or do you like it?
Absolutely.
So who's the real problem here? Is it Sekou, or is it some pharmaceutical company that is willing to exploit it?
Anything that interferes with their omnipotent need to own and control everything is a danger and will be eliminated.
We've been taught there's a pill for every ill.
The owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Soursop leaves are very medicinal. They're loaded with phytonutrients, okay? Phytonutrients like flavonoids, saponins, alkaloids, coumarins, terpenoids, tannins, all of these things that are literally fighting machines inside of your body. These soursop leaves are actually really good for insomnia, so if you're having problems falling asleep or staying asleep, they're good for that as well too, so drinking the tea. They're also good for diabetes as well too, and they regulate the blood sugar and they help with the spikes, especially those post-meal spikes that people quite often encounter as well too. So soursop leaf is really good for that as well. They're also good for protecting the kidneys as well too, which is hugely important, especially for diabetics.
Let's dive deeper and dish out 8 fabulous foods with the power to tackle some serious health dramas. Stay tuned because this menu might just save your life. Soursop leaves.
If people have identified soursop, as you know, as a miracle drug, it is said no matter what complaint you have, drink, whether it's soursop leaf, you boil it, whether it's a fruit you eat, no matter what part, soursop is identified. 2 scientists from MIT told me there's no if and but. This has been scientifically proven. Make sure you eat as much of it. I pack my refrigerator with it. Wherever I get it, I take it.
Discover the wonders of soursop leaves, nature's little green superheroes. In today's world, where everyone is jumping on the natural remedies bandwagon, soursop leaves are the cool kids on the block. Originating from the soursop tree, also known as graviola or guanabana, which sounds like a fruit that could also be a dance move.
Now, what I love about this fruit in particular is not only is the fruit itself medicinal, but the leaves are also medicinal as well too. The leaves are really good for stomach pain, so they've been used in herbalism for hundreds of years for stomach issues, diarrhea, also for pain overall, anti-inflammatory, and it's also good for calming the nervous system, okay? It has 2 compounds in it that are really good for calming the nervous system, so if you have issues with depression, anxiety, it's good for that as well too. That's just the leaves to drink as a tea, and I usually drink this as a tea probably not every morning, but at least every other morning, and they're also really good for high blood pressure as well, just the leaves by themselves.
These leaves are packed with photochemicals like acetogenins, alkaloids, and flavonoids. These aren't just fancy words to impress your friends. They mean serious antioxidant power. Adding soursop leaves to your daily routine might just turn you into a wellness superhero. Soursop leaves aren't just another pretty plant. They've got some serious health chops. Studies by the National Institute of Health suggest that the acetogenins in soursop leaves can throw a wrench in cancer cells' plans, making them a natural ally in the fight against cancer. But that's not all. These leaves can also help manage blood pressure and keep your blood sugar levels in check, which means they could be your new best friend if you're dealing with diabetes or just trying to keep things balanced. Plus, with their antimicrobial properties, soursop leaves are like a tiny green army, ready to fend off infections and boost your immunity. So how do you harness the power of these leafy wonders? The most popular method is making tea. But if you're not a fan of brewing, they come in capsules and liquid extracts too. As we roll into 2024, consider making soursop leaves a staple in your health routine. Whether you're after their anti-cancer benefits, digestive health perks, or blood sugar regulation, soursop leaves are a compelling and slightly magical addition to any wellness strategy. Cheers to becoming a health superhero. Cape not included. Ginger. It's not just for pepping up your sushi. This spicy contender is throwing punches in the health arena, battling everything from sniffles to, believe it or not, cancer. And for the migraine afflicted, Ginger is stepping up as your knight in shining armor. Listen to Dr. Mandel.
We know that ginger is great for nausea, motion sickness. But hold on. Gingerol, it has many antioxidants. This contributes to the effects of antimicrobial, anti-cancer, anti-obesity, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. This does wonderful things for our body. Eating ginger can cut down on fermentation. This will help bloating, help intestinal gas. This helps acid reflux. It helps many stomach issues. This actually prevents wear and tear in the cells. These antioxidants and the molecules prevent free radicals from overwhelming and conquering our body. So, how do you eat ginger? You can put it in your food, put it in your smoothies. Me, peel it off a little bit, take a little bite. It burns. If you have to chase it a little bit of water, do it. This will keep your body healthy.
Enter Somaptriptan, the reigning champ of migraine meds. But when ginger enters the ring, it proved to be a worthy opponent, delivering a knockout with 90% migraine relief in just 2 hours. Imagine ginger as the ultimate brain bouncer, blocking those pesky prostaglandins that kickstart your headache woes. So next time migraines gatecrash your day, why not call in ginger? Brew it, chew it, and watch it show those migraines the door. Why not risk a little spice for potentially huge relief?
See, Mom, how you doing things every morning like this. That's T-Moss. T-Moss has me falling on my knees every morning to check them. And if they hurt, there's something is wrong. T-Moss is alive. T-Moss has potassium iodide and potassium bromide. It has natural silica. That's why my bones, I could fall on my knees. Because T-Moss is the best thing yet.
First up, traditional medicine says it helps keep Parkinson's at bay. And the immune system? CMOS might have it covered too. It's like a bouncer at the club, not letting S. enteritis, that's the sneaky salmonella bacteria, through the door. Talking about your thyroid, CMOS is basically a multivitamin superhero in disguise, loaded with iodine, to potentially help those with a lazy thyroid catch up. Remember to chat with your doc before turning to CMOS as your go-to thyroid manager, especially if you're already on med. A tiny 2 tablespoon serving packs in a little bit of almost everything you need, from calories to copper. So next time you're near the ocean, maybe give a nod to the mighty CMOS. Noni.
The fruit is known to help with stuff like maintaining digestive and hormonal health, or high blood pressure, and chronic diseases like cancer and diabetes. The fruit could also help with memory and Alzheimer. Applied externally as a poultice, it may help with issues like burns or rashes, muscle aches and pains. The leaves are noted to draw out toxins from the body and blood, while the root is known to help with toothaches. But with anything you consume, too much can be damaging, and noni is no different. So before administering anything, always consult a professional.
Meet Morinda citrifolia, or as its friends call it, noni. This evergreen tree sports large leaves and fruits that look like they could audition for a role in a sci-fi movie. You can find noni chilling in the Pacific Islands, Southeast Asia, Australia, and India. Now, noni is a multitasker. Its roots, stem, bark, leaves, flowers, and fruit have all tried their hands at medicine. According to the National Center for Coordinated and Integrated Health, this fruit juice is particularly ambitious, packing a punch of potassium, vitamin C, vitamin A, and a bunch of other stuff that are the superheroes of cell repair and the immune system's personal trainers.
Is that we pick our noni fruit right here from the tree. After we pick our noni fruit, is to wash it. You wash it about 2 or 3 times because, as you can see, it kind of looks like a pineapple, right? So it has like little pores in it. So we want to make sure that we wash it. Wash our noni fruit several times, and it's all clean, right, and dried, and we have it right here in the pan. Some of them are hard, and some of them are actually quite soft.
People are all over the noni bandwagon. Herbal medicine has sworn that it has been tested and proven to tackle cancer, high blood pressure, boost athletic performance, turn back the clock of aging skin, and even handle diabetes. In the lab, noni has shown off some antioxidant, immune-stimulating, and even tumor-fighting moves. Burdock root, the underdog superfood.
Let's make some burdock root juice. So we have 4 inches of burdock root, 1 pomegranate, in about 3 cups of red grapes. Now, the only prep required for this recipe is the deseeding of the pomegranate. Now, this simple 3-ingredient juice recipe is packed with nutrition. But let's talk about the burdock root. Now, burdock root has been used for centuries in holistic medicine to treat a variety of conditions. It helps to remove toxins from the blood. It may inhibit some types of cancer and can treat skin issues. Now, this is going to give us over 20 ounces of juice. All right, get your juice on.
Burdock root might not be a rock star in every grocery store, but in Southeast Asia, it's a legend. Loved in Japan and Taiwan for its unique aroma and stellar nutrition, this root is now gaining fans worldwide. So what's so special about burdock? It's packed with inulin, great for digestion, antioxidant polyphenols, cell superheroes, and anti-inflammatory powers that even superheroes would envy. Scientists have been busy with their rat studies. Those little guys get all the attention. Rats on a high-fat diet who got daily burdock extract shots lost weight and lowered their cholesterol. In another study, rats with induced ulcers saw their wounds shrink and inflammation drop thanks to burdock. China's Fengjiang and Peijiang are burdock central, with Fengjiang known as the hometown of burdock. They produce tons of it, literally. Burdock is a kitchen all-star, pickled, boiled, in salads, stir-fries, or soups. It even shows up in teas, cakes, sauces, wine, and washing liquid. So next time you're cooking, invite burdock to the party. It's the root with the most. Stinging nettle. Stinging nettle, Urtica dioica L. Might sound like a plant to avoid, but it's actually a wild herbaceous perennial with a lot to offer. Commonly found in Europe, Asia, North Africa, and North America, stinging nettle is a multi-purpose crop that's often overlooked. Did you know you can eat it? Young leaves can be transformed into delicious curries, herb soups, and sour soups. The roots and leaves have impressive medicinal properties too. The root can help with urinary issues linked to benign prostate hyperplasia, and the leaves are used to treat arthritis, rheumatism, and allergic rhinitis. Packed with fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidant compounds like polyphenols and carotenoids.
Because it is packed. And when I say packed, it is loaded with nutrients. And also I love all of the benefits of stinging nettle as well. It's anti-inflammatory. It's good. It's used as a pain reliever as well too. It helps with enlarged prostates for men. And it also is loaded with iron as well too. My iron supplement, that's one of the key ingredients, is the stinging nettle.
This plant is a nutritional powerhouse. This plant isn't just good for general health. It offers specific benefits for women too. Its astringent properties can relieve unpleasant premenstrual symptoms like cramping and bloating, reduce menstrual blood flow, ease menopausal transitions, and help prevent excessive bleeding. Plus, it can boost milk production and make breastfeeding more comfortable. Hot tea. Nothing says get well soon like a steaming cup of hot tea. Hot tea is fantastic for clearing out mucus and soothing sore throats, but beware of caffeine as it can dehydrate you. Opt for caffeine-free teas loaded with natural ingredients to ease sinus pressure. Plus, they're packed with polyphenols, which are tiny superheroes providing antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal benefits. Honey, sweet, sticky, and full of antimicrobial goodness. Honey is your throat's best friend. It's a natural soother for sore throats and can be mixed into warm water, milk, or tea. But remember, honey is for the big kids only. No honey for children under a year old, as it can be a choking hazard. Avocados. Hippocrates once said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." And boy, was he onto something. Avocados are high in fat, but it's the good kind, monosaturated fat that's great for your health. These creamy fruits are easy to eat, loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and they help decrease inflammation while giving your immune system a boost. So go ahead, smash into some avo on toast, and feel those sniffles start to fade away. Eat up, feel better, and remember, a little humor and a lot of healthy food can turn that cold around. Our bodies are like tiny miracle workers. Yep, with the right foods, they can restore, renew, and heal themselves. Imagine that. Feed your body good stuff, and it might just tackle cancer, say goodbye to diabetes, and even reverse autoimmune and chronic diseases.
Okay, we back, everybody. I see why they say this is 6 secrets they don't want the general public to know, because if everybody getting doing this right here, the pharmaceutical industry got to shut down. Grocery store gonna have a hard time. And let me bring our brother Diallo back in here. Okay, brother Diallo, we back, man.
Yes, sir.
You tell us about what you and your family be eating on a regular basis and drinking.
I mean, mainly it's all plant-based stuff. Today we're back on collard greens, a little gravy, some field peas,
okay,
and some coconut sauce, like curry sauce.
Okay. Now do y'all have any like any soursop? Or you got your soursop growing out there, and some of the other stuff that the guy just mentioned in here?
Well, we just planted a bunch of medicinal herbs a couple of weeks ago. So that stuff is coming up, and of course, we got the moringa trees in a couple of places around the city.
Okay, all right. You want to tell us again about the food deserts and why it's so important for us to get involved with growing our own food?
Well, yeah. Well, let me just clarify the term food desert. The term we should be using is food apartheid. So when you use the term food apartheid, that points directly to all those who were involved in creating what people have known as a food desert, which is really an economic desert. So you're talking about corporations, you're talking about municipalities leaving particular areas and not reinvesting back in those areas, which makes it an economic desert. And of course, you would have low-end industries coming in with, food made out of a warehouse, not eating fresh fruit or vegetables. And then, of course, the people themselves also have to take some form of responsibility by becoming super dependent on grocery stores, when we all should be growing some type of food on our own. This is part of ownership and control. This is part of eliminating the dependency on corporations and corporate America. When you can grow your own food, those who grow their own food tend to live a lot longer than those who are not. When that grocery store closed down, if it closed down, and I doubt if it will, but if it closed down, you're prepared. And the world belongs to those who are prepared for it and not reacting to it. And so urban geoponics was created through the Summit of the Moors, and the mission statement is eliminating food deserts. We give raised beds to our seniors, some of our military veterans. We make sure that our children are engaged, because we've had generation after generation when everybody was like not focused on our children. And so we have to make sure that we're always focused on our children, making sure they are empowered, educated, liberated, motivated to give, to grow. And so they come out here. We have them out here on Sundays, not just the kids, but adults come as well for Volunteer Sunday, so they can come out, they can learn, they can put some work in, they can gain some nonprofit hours for the schools, and that's where we at, brother. October 26th, Black Vegan Fest. It'll be the biggest in the state of Florida, South Georgia. Be here.
Well, I tell you what, after this broadcast over, I'm going over there to you say Black Vegan Fest, that's where the donate button at?
Yes, sir.
All right, www.blackveganfest.org. I'm going to go over there and give you a donation for the urban geoponics, because, I know, and I've seen it up close and personal, and I've done a thorough investigation, because we've been growing gardens and foods and stuff for years. We just, this past summer, I wasn't paying attention in my mama's backyard, and we're getting the garden, got the garden going back there, and we got the grapefruit trees and tangerine trees, and we been building that for years. Well, she said, I want to cut the pecan tree down. And I look over that pecan tree, and I said, well, there ain't nothing wrong with the pecan tree. But what I did was, when we got ready to leave, not one thing at a time did I look up. But when I got out there on the street, getting ready to get in the car, I turned my head around and I looked over the house at that pecan tree. Man, that sucker was big as Frankenstein. I said, God, you know that thing with that big? I went back up to the house and said, Mom, we got to cut down the pecan tree. She said, I told you that was. But anyway, we got back there and we took it down.
The thing about the pecan tree is the pecan tree is the only tree that's not fooled by nature. So, and they grow every other year. They'll bloom every other year. The pecan tree, when you're in the wintertime, and then you have a warm period, and then some of your fruits and vegetables will come up. But if that tree if that pecan tree hasn't blossomed, it's letting you know this isn't going to last. The cold is coming back. Winter is coming. So you pay attention.
Okay.
You pay attention to that pecan tree, and it lets you know when you can put something down in that ground.
Well, you're right, because that's the way it's been all our life. Because see, when we were growing up, we would go every year, all summer long. We would eat plums, we'd eat dates, and all your summer fruit. But then when the wintertime comes and start getting cold, we go to our regular pecan trees, and then some years it wasn't no pecan. And then, but we come back later on, and we got a bunch of pecans up there. So we would hit the tree, man, and we take the stick and throw it in the tree and hit the branch, and all the pecans. We used to have us a good time, man. But
yes, sir.
What I'm gonna do is take another break, and then when we come back, because I want to go into this 8 reasons why we should grow our own food from a whole different perspective, along with what we've been saying too. So I'm gonna take a little commercial break and a little break. So just relax for a minute. We'll be back. Okay?
All right, everybody. Don't forget, the greatest focal point in your life is when preparedness and opportunity meet. Hello, I'm Tarhaka Amana El Bay. I want to give a shout out to all the brothers and sisters across the country that got our secure party and credit information. It was now officially operating in the private. Keep in mind, you can access the direct treasury account, private banking, knowing the difference between public and private and being able to function correctly. Do that OID. Learn about your 1099s. You can do a whole lot of stuff once you have the knowledge to do so. Go to TarhakaDebtElimination.org. That's TarhakaDebtElimination.org. Fill out the Contact Us form. Send it to me, and I'll send you my free report. TarhakaDebtElimination.org.
All right, everybody, we're back. Our special guest is Brother Diallo, Sekou, and we're talking about the upcoming event, the Black Vegan Fest. This will be a grand event. A lot of you well-known heavyweights and stuff will be there. There'll be entertainment. There'll be stuff for the children to do. It's for everybody. And so I'm going to open up this line and bring it back in so you see what we want to add before we get down into these 8 reasons. Okay, brother, I'm back. You want to have anything else that you want to add before I go in these 8 reasons or something that we're going to miss up until this point?
Yes, sir. October 26th, Black Vegan Fest, the biggest Black Vegan Fest in the history of the state of Florida, South Georgia. We're going to have Yusuf L., Blue Pill, Tyreek Minor and friends performing, Maul Jones. Be there. We'll have Chef Dewan, Chef Amadeus doing cooking demonstrations. These are celebrity chefs coming out to the public. This is a free event. And if you want to vend, if you want to be a vegan food vendor, you can go to blackveganfest.org and fill it out.
Okay. So if I wanted to come out there and show you what I can do. So I just go over there to blackveganfest.org, fill out the thing, the application, then I can do my donation. I can come on in there and do what I have to do. I mean, I know this is a free event and stuff, but I want to. I think when we talk about urban geopolitics, I think everybody needs to chip in on this. That's just like me personally now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, if anybody got any questions or comments, press 1 on your phone. I'll open up the phone line and you can get in and give us, ask what questions you got to ask, what statements you want to make. The number to dial into the broadcast is 563-999-3443. And press 1 on your phone to open up the line so you can get in. Okay. Now, you said, tell us more about, because you mentioned children activities too. And you said something about them planting seeds. Now, you have a place for them to get their hands into the soil and plant some seeds.
Yeah, if you go to blackveganfest.org, we give you a drone shot of how the layout will be. So you'll see the area called the Pharmacy Project, and over there we'll have some cups, we'll have seeds, so they can grow, they can plant stuff, and they can take it home. And then we'll have some bouncy houses out there also, and probably a wall for them to paint on as well.
Okay, so it'll be paint. You sure you want to trust them with paint? What kind of paint are we talking about here?
Just acrylic paint, paint some stuff, some cute little kitty stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, this sounds like this is gonna be fun. I don't think I want to miss this right here, and I would like to encourage everybody. Y'all need to make it down here to the Bangham. That's what I've been calling it for years. Jacksonville, Florida, in October. And so, what time of day is this thing gonna kick off?
It starts at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
11 a.m. to 6 p.m. October the 26th.
Yep, that's a Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, I got it. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I know you be working hard and stuff. You gonna hang with me or you gonna roll?
No, I'm with you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get into these 8 reasons why we should grow our own food. Okay?
All right.
All right, everybody. Y'all hold on a minute. We're going in.
Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective, and today will be no different. Today we're here on Sankofa Tropical Farms, my tropical fruit farm, and I was recently having a conversation with a couple of people a few including other farmers, and we were talking about the possible idea of, in the very close future, it becoming illegal to grow your own food. Now, I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but there are places in the U.S. where you can own your own land and still can't grow your own food, okay? And so I thought it would become very important to have the conversation, because now you're seeing food that is becoming genetically modified, which means that it is now the property of someone. See, this is the concept that people never consider. Many of the drugs that were manufactured over the last 100 years, many of them are based on a plant-based derivative, meaning the medicinal component of the actual pharmaceutical drug came from the idea of the medicinal component in a natural plant. Foxglove is one example. Something used, in nature, and then something that was pretty much mimicked and copied into pharmaceutical drugs. Okay, and there's many others like that as well too. And the difference between the two is this: one can be patented and the other one cannot be. Nature cannot be patented, and the reason why it can't be, because it's natural, it's nature. But what you can do is make a man-made version of it, and the benefit of that is it's profitable. The downside to it is nothing like the original copy of it. It's nothing like the natural form of it. And so I think it's really important to start having the conversation around why is it so important to start growing your own food? Because not only when you're growing your own food, I include medicinal herbs in this too. So when I have a conversation around medicinal herbs, people think I'm talking about something that's equivalent to a drug that's just from nature. No. I mean, oregano is an herb. It could be healing to the body. So rosemary, a herb, it could be used medicinally. Okay, but these are things that we put in our food every day, but we never consider what is the power of this when we use it in its most natural form, not its dried form, none of that. So it's just really important to understand we have to start looking at these things very differently, and we have to start to consider how important is it for us to start growing our own food, okay? There was a point in time where basically everybody grew their own food. If you come down to South Florida, you may see everybody has a mango. Like having a mango tree is like having grass in the front yard. You understand? But like when I grew up at my grandmother's house, there was a plum tree in the backyard. There were like berries. There were stuff you could eat in the yard. Now you look today, you rarely see that, just growing. And it's because we've exchanged real food, growing our own food, for manicured yards, okay? So today I'm gonna go with you 8 reasons why you definitely need to start growing your own food, okay? Hugely important. If you don't learn anything from me, the fact that a pharmacist became a farmer is now helping to guide people towards their healing, okay? A pharmacist became a farmer and started helping people guide themselves toward their own healing, okay? And this is part of how I do that, and I'll show you a little bit about what grows on the farm in just a second. But let's get into these 8 reasons why you definitely need to be growing your own food. And it doesn't matter whether you live on farmland like I do, or whether you live in a residential area, or if you live in an apartment, you live in the PJs, the projects, it does not matter. No matter where you at, you can grow where you're at right now, okay? You can grow something. So it does not matter where you at. You can start developing that green thumb right now, today, all right? So reason number 1, the number 1 reason why you need to start growing your own food is because when you grow your own food, it's like printing money. When you grow your own food, it's like printing money. Everybody saw during the last couple of recent years where we went through the pandemic, and since that time, the inflation on food has gone through the roof. I mean through the roof. The stuff that used to cost us $5, $10 now costs us $15, $20 now. Okay, in some places the inflation is like 70%. Okay? And the benefit of growing your own food is that when you grow your own food, it's like printing money, because now you're not only creating food that goes on your table, okay, that you no longer have to buy, and it's now an infinite resource for you, meaning that it grows and replenishes itself. And you can grow in seasons. You don't have to grow one thing and then once that season is done, you're done. You can grow in seasons. So this grows this season, so you plant that. This grows this season, and you plant that. It's literally like printing your own money, and not only can you feed your family, but you can be like myself and start helping other people feed their family as well too. Because as you can see, right here is a banana tree. Right over my back is a mango tree. We got a soursop tree down there. We got a sweet sop tree down there. I see from right here another soursop tree, okay? Another kaimito tree. Another ice cream bean tree over there, a mulberry tree, a June plum tree, more bananas. Like, I'm surrounded by food. So much so, I have so much food on my land that now I'm able to be a resource for other people. We send out fruit boxes to people all over the continental U.S. We send out fruit boxes as far as Alaska, okay? So it's just hugely important to understand. This is why I say when you grow your own food, it's like printing your own money. And when you go into the grocery store, you've seen the prices, okay? So that's why I say, number one, when you grow your own food, it's like printing your own money. You're putting money in your pocket, back into your pocket. You're keeping money from going out of your pocket. And if you have an abundance of the food, your neighbors are going to see that, and they're going to want to figure out, well, how can I get some of that food that I know comes from my neighbor, that I know if they're eating, then I can eat, because people don't eat food that they wouldn't eat, okay? Hugely important. So number one, it's like printing your own money. Number two, most food that you buy at the supermarket is going to be heavily sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides. Now, I got one question for you. Before you start thinking to yourself, well, I've been eating this stuff, so I'm fine. All right? Would you, think about this for a second. Would you go and get some roach spray, spray on your food, and then eat it? No, you wouldn't. Nobody would spray roach spray on their food and eat it. Well, roaches are an insect, okay? And they use insecticides, and they use pesticides, and they use herbicides, okay, to kill pests, herbs, and insects. Okay, so if it's not safe, I mean, even when you look at the roach spray, it says do not consume this on the roach spray. Alright, so why would you consume food because it comes from a farm that's highly sprayed? I mean, they use airplanes to spray the food. Highly sprayed. Why would you consume that type of food and not expect for you to get sick? But you understand, if you use roach spray, a bug spray, and you spray that on your food, you know you would get sick, okay? So that's another reason why you need to start growing your own food. Or, I didn't bring this up, and this is really important. If you don't grow your own food, buy your food for somebody who does grow their own food, but also, really important, eat the food that they grow, okay? Most of the farmers that I know do not grow like I grow. Here, nothing is sprayed with insecticides, pesticides, or herbicides. Nothing is sprayed, unless it's natural. I may use some worm tea that's made from worms. I may use, you know, some cayenne pepper and then some lavender. I may use marigolds, but everything is natural here. In terms of like repelling pests, everything is natural, okay? That means that I will eat anything that I grow, because I've grown it in such a way that I would eat it. okay? So unless you're either going to grow your food or you grow some of your food and then you buy the rest of it from people who grow their food, okay? I just wanted to make that tip. But the big thing, number 2,
okay. Hold on a second now. We got a little tech problem over here. Okay, here we go.
Imagine this. Anybody in this room, if I could say, hey, somebody cured AIDS, y'all be like, yeah, right.
Every part of life is being man-made. And the reason why is because you can't patent nature. You can patent anything you make man-made. When you make it patent, now I can make money. When I have a seed, I can take that seed and put it in the ground, make a tree. I can take the seeds from the fruit, save them from the next generation, and say, hey, when you go grow your land, I already have seeds for you. Seeds will last that long. The more and more you see like seeds missing from things, like this, bananas have seeds in them. Pineapples have seeds in them. So many things supposed to have seeds, but you never see seeds in them anymore.
He said to me, what am I going to eat? I said, drink penny carrot juice, drink beet juice, drink celery juice. And the woman said, stop. I said, why, man? Or the book says that garlic is a food, and so is the celery, carrots. You mix them together. She said, son, those things are made. I said, what, man? Made by who? It come out of the ground, man. God made everything that come out of the ground. No, son. I said, but man, I said, that's what the book says. That's what Miss Holloman is telling me. That's what the book said. God ain't saying that. And that's true. And guess what I found? That everything you find in the supermarket was made. They have 666 varieties of apple. They have 32 varieties of cucumber. Rice, they have about 25 varieties of rice.
Do you know the apples that you get at the store are actually man-made?
This apple is definitely going to taste more tart, and it's going to be equivalated to a lot of people like to call them crab apples, but that's exactly the sign of a God-made apple. The next thing that you're going to look for is this natural substance that is on an apple that's not treated with chemicals, pesticides, or herbicides, and you're going to make sure that it's nice and shiny.
Cancer loves sugar. The fact is that a cancer cell consumes 15 times the glucose of any other cell.
Yes, the bankers hijack our food basket. So let them call it veganism, let them call it keto for vegans or whatever.
Now restaurants are featuring everything from Impossible Burgers to Beyond Sausage breakfast sandwiches on their menus. Pretty good.
It's very tender, juicy.
But is plant-based meat really healthier for you?
I've never had plant taste like beef before.
It's like a beef burger.
I don't associate.
With a patty made from plants, no beef. No beef, made from plants.
I don't associate.
Ever paused mid-bite to ponder the origins of your food? Consider this. What if I told you that the salad you're enjoying might have more in common with a science project than a simple plant? Is there a big difference between food products and actual food? Asked Dr. Aris, the 76-year-old originator of Sun-Fired Cuisine, who boasts of not being sick in over 50 years.
So after 53 years of not consuming animal and being known as a vegetarian, I know that modern food has been weaponized. And that's why I had to even get out, yes, of the cosmopolitan way of living, the metropolitan way of living, the urban way of living, the big city life. And I'm back in my element. I'm in nature. I'm in the rainforest.
He firmly believes in consuming food naturally grown from the earth and baked with natural sunlight.
Forget plant-based and all of those other levels. Let's take it back to the sun. The sun is the master chef. We're just little artists down here putting the sun's work together so that it can be associated with what is today accepted as modern cuisine art.
His commitment to the raw food diet has spanned over 53 years. As the world tilts towards futuristic feasts, here's the scoop. Scientists have ditched the farm for the lab, cultivating meat that skips the pasture and goes straight to your plate. No moo, no oink, or cluck, just pure science. Don't believe me? Listen to Dr. Bobby Price, a former pharmacist, now a farmer and author, who travels the world sharing the magical art of healing the mind, body, and soul, and helping individuals regain their well-being through plant-based meals, herbal medication, and holistic practices.
So many things supposed to have seeds, but you never see seeds in them anymore. So pretty much at some point, all food is going to be man-made.
Ready to try a burger that's never grazed in a field? If you think that's all, here are some lab-grown foods that might just be the future stars of your favorite restaurants and catering gigs. Lab-grown nightmares. In the dimly lit corridors of 2013, Mosa Meat unveiled a chilling innovation with a creation not forged by nature, but by cold, unfeeling machinery. A clean hamburger costing $325,000. This monstrosity heralded a future where such creations would become commonplace and affordable, and dominated dinner tables worldwide since 2021. Simultaneously, Just Laboratories conjured the phantom of opulent Wagyu beef, offering a ghostly incarnation of marbled Japanese delicacies to those daring enough to indulge, while their plant-based cookie dough tempted with sinful delight. Not far behind, Perfect Day's dairy-free cream cheese, crafted from lab-grown wonders, threatened to bewitch bagels everywhere without any bovine intervention. Meanwhile, Clara Foods brewed a potion of cultured eggs, planning to enchant vegans and omnivores alike with their ethereal eggs. In the tech-cursed kitchens of Memphis Meats, haunted meatballs and other meats simmered, promising a terrifying, delicious future as they prepare to invade markets as of 2021. Could the future of dining be unfolding before our eyes? Select U.S. restaurants have started serving laboratory-grown chicken, creating a frenzy as diners line up, eager for a taste of this futuristic fare. From the time the U.S. Department of Agriculture granted final approval, a few trailblazing California companies have begun to sell lab-produced chicken nationwide. But what exactly does this mean for your dinner plate? While widespread availability in grocery stores may still be a few years away, but an intriguing battle is brewing over how this new kind of meat is presented and sold. Several states, spurred by traditional meat industries, are already tightening the rules around what can and cannot be labeled as meat.
Processed meats are on the same list with cigarettes. They're that cancerous. Like, our food really is killing us. But that's just also why we're seeing so many young children with high cholesterol, diabetes, getting cancer. You didn't see that before.
Processed meat. Diving into the world of processed meat is like stepping into a culinary soap opera. Hidden within those seemingly innocent slices of deli meats are a cast of chemical compounds that wouldn't normally mingle with fresh meat. These characters are not only dramatic, but can also be a tad nefarious when it comes to your health. Sealed within their shiny packages lies a risk comparable to some of the most notorious hazards known to humanity.
Processed meats like bacon, breakfast sausages, deli meats like turkey meat, bologna, ham, etc. These processed smoked meats, all of these meats, these processed meats, unfortunately, are laced with these salts that are called sodium nitrate, and nitrates. These sodium nitrate compounds are carcinogenic. As a matter of fact, the governing body, as I mentioned before, that is the IARC, that determines what is carcinogenic, what causes cancer, has put processed meats, the same one we make these sandwiches for our kids, we're making for ourselves for lunch. They have put these meats in the same category with cigarettes, asbestos, and plutonium. So as a result, these meats are banned outside of the U.S.
According to The Guardian, the World Health Organization has sounded the alarm, elevating processed meats to the infamous list of Group 1 carcinogens. This list chillingly includes asbestos, alcohol, arsenic, and tobacco, substances that pose serious health risks. Step away from the allure of convenience and consider the ominous implications of these everyday items on your plate. Amidst these innovations, a revelation came to light about fruits and veggies. Some of the most natural snacks might just be Mother Nature's clever imposters, revealing a world where man-made munchies could shock the unsuspecting palate. Now, just because a snack screams vegan, gluten-free, or sugar-free doesn't mean it's your ticket to better health. What's really lurking under those virtuous labels? Could it be junk food in disguise, masquerading labels that sound wholesome? Consider this. When manufacturers strip away fat to proudly slap on a fat-free label, what gets pumped back in to keep our taste buds happy? Often, it's sugar, loads of it.
Coke Zero is a healthier alternative or option, They won't mention to you that, the sugar itself that is used in Coke Zero, that is no calories, is actually a neurotoxin, okay? Never mention that.
And we need to know what cancer loves so we can stop it. Cancer loves sugar. The fact is that a cancer cell consumes 15 times the glucose of any other cell.
Artificial sugars, a deep deception, marketed as a beacon of health. Artificial sugars are, in reality, nothing more than a concoction of chemicals that bewilder our bodies. So detrimental are these substances that numerous countries have outright banned them. Contrary with helping with weight loss, research suggests that these synthetic sweeteners may in fact be paving the way to weight gain. It's a deceptive marketing miracle where the promise of health is overshadowed by potential harm. Fruit juice, a masked villain? It's a common misconception that because fruit is healthy, fruit juice must be too. However, the truth about fruit juice is far more complex and less wholesome. Many products labeled as fruit juice don't actually contain any real fruit, but are concocted from chemicals mimicking fruit flavors and heavily laced with sugar. When fruit is transformed into juice, its essential fibers are stripped away, leaving a liquid that's brimming with sugar. It's a fruit facade that loses the essence of what makes fruit beneficial. Opting for whole fruits instead of their juiced counterparts isn't just a better choice, it's the best one. Sports drinks, necessary or not. Sports drinks are often seen as the ultimate hydration solution, especially with their blend of electrolytes and sugars meant to restore what's lost in sweat during intense physical activity. However, for the average person, these brightly colored beverages are more about excess than necessity. Unless you're a marathon runner or engaging in extreme sports, the additional salts and sugars can do more harm than good. For those seeking true hydration, water remains the unmatched champion. Purdue University reveals a jaw-dropping fact. Nearly half of all Americans, and the world by extension, are at risk of developing high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. But what happens when hypertension goes unchecked? It's a chilling path that leads directly to strokes, kidney failure, heart attacks, and even heart failure. And heart attacks? They're not just a leading cause of death. They're mostly the direct result of diets heavy with fatty deposits that clog and narrow our arteries. Why are these diseases haunting us? The answer may shock you. We weren't meant to die in such numbers from heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and cancers of the lungs, breast, prostate, and colon, experts say. History shows that significant heart disease only spiked with diets rich in animal products and the rise of highly processed foods packed with calories but stripped of nutrition. How did our nourishment become our nemesis? What can we do to reclaim our health? Unveiling Nature's Bounty, a guide to God-made foods. In a world brimming with health hazards, the key to warding off disease could be closer than you think, within the bounty that God, or as some might say, nature, has laid before us.
Iron has been omitted from our diet for 500 years. When all of you that came to see me, I would recommend that you take 2 tablespoons 3 times a day. And even the 2 tablespoons 3 times a day, you feel, hey, I'm back alive. I'm only giving you that which is going to be consumed in that day.
He said, when people come to me with high blood pressure, I put them on Celtic salt because Celtic salt contains 82 minerals. It contains magnesium chloride, magnesium bromide, and magnesium sulfate. And because magnesium is a water-hungry molecule, it can be used to help the water get into the cell. So when you take a crystal of Celtic salt, put it on your tongue, your mucous membranes start absorbing the minerals, the magnesium is taken to the cell membrane, and you drink your water, and that magnesium pulls that water inside the cell. It's the quickest way to hydrate a body. The only time excess water drinking can be dangerous is if people drink too much at once and don't have the minerals that are in the Celtic salt to pull that water inside the cell.
Embracing this pristine, unaltered gifts in our diets not only promises a healthier life, but could be our safeguard against many illnesses. Beware the wolf in sheep's clothing. Many foods marketed as healthy are nothing but clever disguises by manufacturers.
When you go to the market now, it'll say plant-based, but I read labels. When I turn it on the back and look at the label, I'm like, half of that ain't plant. How can this be plant-based? The trickery that they put in the system now, how they deviled up foods and convinced us that we're eating healthy, but we're not eating healthy.
These man-made imposters often masquerade as nutritious, but may in fact be far from it. It takes wisdom and a strong resolve to identify and choose the pure, wholesome foods intended for our well-being. As God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." Genesis 1:29.
All right, everybody, there you go. There you have it. I don't think it could have been laid out no better. I'm going to open up my brother's line and bring him back in. Brother Diallo, you still with us, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. What you think about that layout, man?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely on point. Definitely on point. You know, when we talk about growing our own food, you know, you got to be talking about combating racism, discrimination in the agricultural sector. You know, you want to talk about economic autonomy, what farming provides, the opportunities, the economic independence that it provides. We can talk about community building, where we're growing our food, fostering relationships, cohesion with other people, you know, food sovereignty. These are the things that people got to understand when we're growing our food. It's a cultural and an ancestral connection. So, yeah. Just my little...
Okay.
But you know what? Tarhaka, Monaco Bay, you know what?
What that?
October 26th, baby. October 26th, Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Black Vegan Fest, the biggest in the state of Florida. If you want to still be a vendor, if you want to be a food vendor, hit up blackveganfest.org right now.
Okay. Well, now, we still got a lot of people who live in apartments, and they've been told me, because I've been dealing with this stuff on the radio for a long time, talking about growing your own food and stuff, and they come to me and tell me, well, man, you know, I live in an apartment. Hey, man, that ain't no excuse, because that's where I started growing at, in an apartment. Okay. Matter of fact, I had the best looking apartment in the whole complex. Outside my apartment, inside the apartment, you come up in there, you thought you was in the Garden of Eden. And,
that's
so
right.
Ain't no excuse.
That's right.
You get a flower pot,
ain't no
bucket.
That's right. We got to be solutionaries, not making excuses. You can take that little red cup you had Saturday, and put the little that you're drinking that hen and that Coke out of. Clean that out, put some dirt in there, plant you some tomato seeds, okay? You can take a whole Sekou bucket that you sit on in the backyard or somewhere, put that dirt in there and plant you about 5 or 6 potatoes, okay? You can do all kind of stuff. You can go find an empty plot, get you a couple of people. You can take if you're in an apartment and you got somebody who lives next door to you who got a backyard, you can ask them, can I put a raised bed in your backyard? Can we share this food? So it's plenty of ways to get it going, man. Plenty of ways.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, I had a cousin. He's passed away now. That boy had at least 4 brain operations, removing tumors from his head. And wow. I felt helpless because we grew up together. And he protected me and taught me a whole lot of stuff, man. But I got him one day when I finally did get up, and I brought him over to my apartment. I had bought a juicing machine, and I said, well, cuz, I got something to show you, man. And I brought him over there, and I got some apples, I got some raw spinach, I got some parsley, I got a little chunk of ginger root, and I think I had some cucumbers and stuff, and I juiced him down some stuff, and he drunk it down. He said, man, this don't taste bad. I said, yeah, man. I said, all you got to do is get one of these machines, because now he had diamond rings on both hands, man. and an Escalade. But he was in poor health. And we was, man, the street that you used to live on, if you go back over there and look at the pavement, that street paved smoother than the rest of the streets in that area because we used to wear it out. Back in the day, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, I took him home. When he got back home, he started criticizing me to his family. He had me over there drinking rabbit food. And I felt bad about that because I was trying to help him. But the doctor, last time he went to the hospital, the doctor told him, he said, "We're going in your head again, man." He said, we can't guarantee that you're going to make it. He said, "I don't have one other thing to tell you." He said, "Have you ever thought about juicing raw fruits and vegetables?" And he said he thought about it. He said, "You know what? I had a cousin that tried to show me that. Matter of fact, he showed me that right there." He said, "Well, if you try that," he said, "because what we're doing here, we're just constantly removing the tumors and stuff, but you're not contributing to any of any nutrition or your health or anything like that." And he said, "I'm gonna get back with him." And I had to take care of my health, and he come around with all the diamond rings and stuff. To my cousin, "I need to borrow your juice machine." I said, "Oh no, you ain't. You gonna take one of those diamond rings off and go buy me one." And he refused to do it. I said, "Well, if the doctor can't get you, ain't nothing I can do, because even if I give you this machine, you still ain't gonna do nothing." And,
right.
Later on, he wouldn't do it, and I told his mama, I said, "All you gotta do is go right in." I didn't pay for $140 for it, but I needed to do something for himself, because I can give him the machine, just be giving it to him, just sit on the shelf. He's gonna keep on doing the same thing he's doing, and then I never get the machine back. Anyway, he ended up passing away, and when I thought about that, and that bothered me, because we're doing this broadcast here, and we're talking about the Black Vegan Fest. That's going to be on October the 26th at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. This year, and all the people got to do is show up. You got people with ailments and all kind of stuff, but you're still going to have people that are going to be trying to reason out stuff. But the best that we can do is just keep leading the horses to the water. And
that's right.
That's the way I see it. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to get in there and do a little donation and stuff. You got something else to add before I go to this next club?
No, that's it, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right, my brother. Well, I'm going to go in here and do something else on this inside.
Yeah, a lot of people get angry about positions that Muslims in the West take, like say a Yasser Qadi or an Amr Sulaiman, Yaqeen, the people, Yaqeen people, and people like them, that they take the liberal stance, or they take a position that doesn't alienate the liberals, because they think that the liberals are on their side, or that the liberals, the LGBT, stand up for Muslim rights and so on, and so therefore Muslims should at least not estrange them. And the same goes for, like in Ilhan Omar, or this guy, Hamza Yusuf, who was elected in Scotland, saying the thing about gay marriage or homosexual intercourse is not a sin, and these things. And so, of course, Muslims will react. Muslims get angry about these things, and Muslims, I think, overreact in a way to these things, and are very unforgiving when public figures, Muslim public figures, say things that either directly contradict what we know to be true in the religion, or otherwise inject ambiguity into matters that are actually quite clear in the religion. And they inject that ambiguity because being clear about something, they are afraid will alienate the liberals, the liberal constituency.
Okay. The only reason I want to put the other part right there is because we're talking about the East and the West. And I've been in the West most of my life, and it is incredible to us, to me, how all these years we never understood that man has more than 5 senses. I ain't getting down into all that. I'm old enough. There's knowledge that's been available to us a long time ago, but because we are in the West, we never heard of it. But anyway, our guest is Diallo, Sekou, and keep in mind, October the 26th at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m., all you heavyweights going to be there. We're going to have the Black Vegan Fest, which is a grand event. Live entertainment's going to be there. Major chefs. These guys right here are international. They're going to be there, and we're going to be preparing real food. The pharmaceutical industry probably be mad. Hospitals gonna be mad. Everybody, they don't want this grocery stores, because see, they ain't got this kind of stuff going on up in there. But anyway, I'm gonna take a little quick break, and I'll be right back. Yeah, hold on. everybody. We back. I want y'all to think about something for a minute. You remember back in the day when we had the mad cow disease? When we had that in the United States, and the cows just dying, and all over, all these cattle just dying. But during the same time, Burger King was flourishing, McDonald's was flourishing, and all these hamburger restaurants was flourishing. Not all over the United States, not just all over the United States, but all over the United States and other countries too. Where was they getting the meat from? And of course, there's a mad scramble right now to come up with some laboratory-grown stuff, as if it was brand new. And we wonder why all these people are dying of stroke and prostate cancer and high blood pressure and all kind of stuff. A lot of this stuff we can't even name that people are dying from today. It's amazing. But anyway, don't forget the Black Vegan Fest, October the 26th, from 11 a.m. until 6 in the p.m. Brother Diallo, Sekou, go to blackveganfest.org, urbangeoponics.org, support this thing. Go ahead and do your donations and stuff and support it. But anyway, I'm going to be closing down now. And the brother, he's been on, he's told you about it, and we're going to convert this thing, put it up on YouTube. But when we get down for time to do this thing, we will be back with some more. But anyway, I've been your host, Tarhaka, Amana LB. Until next time, y'all have a good evening, okay?
We've seen it 1,000 times. Insurance companies using the same tired excuses not to pay. They'll say you're really not hurt, or that your injury is from an old accident. That's why it's so important to hire a law firm who has their own medical experts, who know how to fight excuses with facts. When they bring excuses, we bring the truth. And truth is power. Farah and Farah. Here for you, here for good. Gainesville.
Busy days and long to-do lists? Don't forget about your eyes. Pearl Vision has stylish frames from brands like Dolce & Gabbana, Michael Kors, and more. Visit pearlvision.com to schedule your eye exam and get 40% off lenses. Pearl Vision works with all major vision plans, including iMed and VSP. Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends August 31st, 24. Exams available at the independent doctors of optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.